In a continuing with the same vein as the previous concept, or rather topic, that was the appropriate action plan and strategies to manage conflict. Here the focus is the most appropriate strategy to resolve a particular conflict. And so let's look at our first component in what strategy that we might need to look at, or lack of it. And it starts with the lack of clarity. It's very difficult to turn on the light on an issue that revolves conflict and find that everything is kind of a mess. So there needs to be clearly defined boundaries of the conflict at hand. For example, some of the things that would influence a conflict in a work environment, maybe between manager and employee or manager and subordinate, might be, we need to ask the question, is there a written job description? Is there a clear reporting channel? Is there a clear reporting channel and relationship? So such structures help avert the lack of clarity. The issue of limited resources surfaces up again. And here, the conflict might be over the lack of time, the lack of money, supplies or space. It might be, the question we might ask is, are there adequate resources conducive for workers to be productive? Is the environment enabling for them to actually be productive? It might be that there may be need to include the people affected in coming out with the resource allocation process, the people that are affected in terms of the conflict at hand. It might be the situation where we need to create an understanding of who allocates these decisions that are made, or who allocation decisions are made. And so there's a lot of observation and interrogation in terms of coming out with, particular strategies for a particular conflict. And then there's the issue of conflict of interest. And when we talk about conflict of interest, this is the fight of personal goals in the wake of losing sight of organizational goals. So in other words, when the me becomes more important than the we in the organization, it kind of pretty much sums up the conflict of interest. So again, personal goals and efforts to fit with overall organizational strategic business goals may have an impact when it comes to conflict of interest. And then there's always the issue of the power struggles. Okay, the need to control at the root to many conflicts. And then it's usually influenced by control of who controls information, who controls resources, and who has the power. And power struggles do exist. And it's imperative to how relationships are managed. So when conflict arises, parties can effectively navigate political minefields. Kind of sounds like war.